Oh, look who's in Hollywood. I see you're doing much better. Glad to see that you can move on your own too.
Thank you. I understand you're the person in charge here.
Whoa, whoa. Hold your horses. Not everything at once. Let's start with you. What's your name? Who are you? What were you doing on that ill-fated train? Are you a freedom fighter?
My name is Sergey. I'm a free stalker. Like many, I'm just trying to survive in this world. But I am grateful to you for saving me.
So here I am, wondering whether to shoot you now or a bit later. Do I look like a fool? A free stalker was riding in a Freedom's armored train? Basically, pal, either you tell the truth or we'll consider you expendable.
All right. My name is Sergey. I'm from the Northern Division of Freedom. As for the train, we were heading to rotate at a remote checkpoint. Essentially, it's the same as everyone else in the zone. We work and survive. But I want to thank you profusely for pulling me out. What happened to the other guys from the train? Did anyone else survive?
Sergey, you say? I believe you there, especially since, judging by your dog tag, you're telling the truth. Don't get us wrong, but there are a lot of bandits swarming in the zone right now. They're all trying to live off something. So, caution first and foremost. But as for your mission, it's causing me a wry smile. Do you seriously think I'd believe that Freedom would send a whole train for a checkpoint rotation? Either you start telling the truth, or, no offense, you're saying goodbye to life.
Okay, I'll tell you the truth, but first I need to know who you are. Don't get me wrong.
Fair enough, we're so to speak neutrals. Guys who trade with anyone who has something to pay with. There's not much difference for us between Freedom and Strike, the gray neutrals, remnants of the armed forces of Ukraine, but we categorically do not cooperate with bandits. I think that's enough for starters.
All right, I don't exactly know where we were headed. This mission was classified. All I know is that we were supposed to find a certain Laboratory X, but our train came under fire. I think it was the Strike guys who planned the attack. You still haven't answered me. What happened to the other guys who were with me? Did you find anyone else? Did anyone survive?
No, when we arrived at the scene, we could only find you among the piles of metal. There was no one else and nothing else there. But I have a business proposal for you. You help us and we'll help you. There's a destroyed village not far from here, about 15 kilometers from the base. We sent 2 couriers there to meet with some people. So more than a day has passed, but there's no word from our group. Therefore, how about you go there and find out what's what? Find Wolf. He's at the gates. He'll provide you with everything you need for this journey. As soon as you sniff something out, immediately contact us on the radio. I'll give further instructions.
I didn't quite get my advantage in this event.
Let's put it this way. Everyone needs to eat, and extra non-working mouths are only a burden. Besides working for us, you might learn more about your missing group and the whereabouts of that laboratory of yours.
All right, deal.
Будет. Хотя я бы его прикончил, как бешеную собаку прямо сейчас.
Значить, один коледж спрашує в другого. А от ти що в зону попёрся? Та з ментовки слиняв, от решив тут заникать.
Finally showed up. Haven't you
Ментовку
dusted
тебе за що?
yourself off?
Та ні за що,
Pastor
братуха.
already told me
Встановили
everything.
раз, і
So
все
listen
не
to me
так. І
carefully.
номера
I won't
різні,
repeat myself
аптечки
twice.
нема.
Your task is
Їхав на
very simple.
красний. Ну,
There's a military
бустречки
checkpoint
задом,
15
п'яний,
kilometers
з
from the
5
base.
стволами в
We're on
багажнику.
good
Ну і
terms
що?
with them. You won't have any issues with them. But your target is a bit
Завалює раз,
further.
братан, в
About
бар на
900
Скадовській
meters
і
north of the
гутарить в бороді.
checkpoint, you'll find
Слышиш,
some old
братуха,
abandoned
бухла мені
buildings.
хлюпне.
There, in one of
Борода
the
йому
buildings,
такий,
our
бокал
group was
пива і
supposed to
рюмку
meet,
водки.
but
Та
they
ти
didn't
гониш?
contact at the
Конечно,
agreed
бокал
time.
водки.
Find the meeting place and find out what's going on. And to make it less
Поїхав
scary for you
сталкер
to
домой,
trek there,
потім
I'll
вернувся
give you
обратно в
weapons and
зону, ну і
ammunition
типу
before you leave.
жалується.
Your
Короче,
corpse
тут
would be of
нові
no use to us.
артефакти,
And thanks for
купив
that.
тачку, а
What kind
її
of
через
weapon will you
неділю
give?
сперли.
A slingshot and
Броні
stones?
отакі. От, блін, невезуха. А в ментурі був? Той, та
Hilarious.
був.
I
Сказали,
see
що
you're
то не
a
вони.
joker. I hope you'll still be joking when you see a Leshy.
Мать,
As for the
короче,
weapon, you'll
присилає
get a
пацану
PO.
на кічу
That's
маляву,
Desert
типа
Eagle.
синок,
The
ти
damage
як
is
на
low,
криту
but it will
пішов, по
bail you out
хазяйству
more than
жопа
once.
настала.
And the piece
Типа
to
вже весна
resistance,
прийшла,
an
надо
AK,
город
a
перекопати,
rifle that may
картоплю,
be your
та
last
другу
hope in your
мою
arsenal,
посадить.
fondly
Сама ніфіга не
named
справляюся,
Spittle.
жодна
It
сука
shoots
не
painfully,
допоможе.
but
Пацан її
inaccurately.
відписує,
Try
типа,
not to
мать,
fire
воно
in
класно,
bursts,
но
or
ти
you
город
won't hit
лучше вообще
anything.
не трогай,
When
так
you're ready,
перебийся.
let me know.
А то таке
I'll mark the
викопаєш, що не
checkpoint
то
up.
каміння
Great, take the
срок
weapon on the
накине, а й
table.
тебе
Good luck
на
to
криту
you.
заметуть. Матушка така через неділю пише: «Фігасі, родной, після твого письма менти набігли, весь город перекопали, тільки не нашли ніфіга. Злі такі були, мати до неба гнули». А пацан їй так відповідає, типа, ну мать, чим смог, тим помог, а картоплю вже якось сама посадиш. Два братани такі сидять, триндять, один такой. Слышиш, братан, ми ж з тобою з малолетки корешаємось. А ну давай тобі на пам'ять щось наколю. Другий такий, о, нічого так тема, давай мені типа танк на спині, ну тільки щоб красиво, січеш? А то ти обіжаєш, а пупену буде, зуб дай. Ну типа проходить 5 минут, польщик такой, зашибись, все, готово. Другий такой, опа, що так быстро? Тю, так а що ж там все 4 букви? Идет шо где когда, ведущий такой. А ща вопрос будет задавать реальный пацан Вова. Уважаемые знатоки, 2 месяца назад мой дружбан Колян заняв у мене 5 косих і не віддав. Місяць назад Колян заняв у мене 3 косих і не віддав.
Hold! I said hold, or I'll shoot!
Hold on, Pastor sent me on a mission. He said you would let me pass.
Pastor, you say? Huh. Well, if it's Pastor himself, in person, then we're simply obliged to let you pass. Listen, kid, what's your name?
My name is Sergey. I'm a freedom fighter.
A freedom fighter? Really? Why the hell are you hanging around with Pastor? He's quite the warrior.
Here's the thing. Our train was attacked. They pulled me back from the brink. Saved me, you could say. Now I owe them. They had messengers passing through here recently. Basically, they've been off the grid for a day. So I'm supposed to check what happened to them.
Messengers, you say? Hey, Marshal, do you hear? Did any messengers pass through?
Those that were climbing over fences like rats a couple of days ago? If so, there were some. We spent our last tank ammo on those bastards.
So, you killed them?
No, Pastor's guys are nimble and tough. They escaped into the greenery. We have no orders to pursue anyone. We've got enough work as it is. More creatures around than ever. As for your train, we heard about it. Sorry about your guys. Our people sent a chopper as soon as they found out, but it was already too late. Shit, Sergey. Only out of respect for freedom, we'll let you pass. But be careful. The area's been teeming with beasts recently. Our guys think they're coming from the outer perimeter. When you come back, if you're still alive, of course, don't look for us. We won't be here anymore.
I see. Thanks for that. Could you point me to the abandoned village or where?
Why not? Follow the road ahead, up to the hills. Then veer a bit to the left. Walk about another 300 meters, and you'll run into those ruins. But be careful. It's not safe there. And one more thing. Aim for the creatures' heads. Many of them barely...
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind.
Unauthorized crossing of the perimeter will result in criminal liability. Attention, you are near the guarded perimeter of the environmental disaster zone. Unauthorized crossing of the perimeter will result in criminal liability. Attention, you are near the guarded perimeter of the environmental disaster zone. Unauthorized crossing of the perimeter will result in criminal liability.
Hello, I need your help. But it's important that no one else knows. My close friend recently mentioned that near the checkpoint in an abandoned warehouse there is hidden loot. Rumor has it that you can find a rare artifact there. I tried to dissuade him. After all, the place is extremely dangerous, but he did not heed my advice. Can you
What's in it for me? I already have my own mission, and I also have very little
I promise you a generous reward. If you find Melnick, I will give you a thermal imager and a Saiga with ammunition. So do we have a deal?
All right, we have a deal.
Attention.